I think the big headline is something everyone knows, but it's worth just stamping. It's a system that's headlined by depth, not by impact. And that is fine because it's indicative of a player development system that can produce top 100 guys, right? So we'll take Culpepper as an example. You should never make an assumption that a guy who's drafted 21st overall in the first round of the draft is going to become a top 100 prospect. That's already a success, right? And the Twins have, I think, established a track record of taking guys who weren't necessarily like on track or expected to be top 100 prospects and making them that, which is a big deal. What we don't see is a Connor Griffin on this list.
Right.
Like, and maybe Walker Jenkins is obviously potentially the closest thing to that, but the way that small to mid-market teams can really go deep is if you can find a way to develop a superstar. So I'm thinking like Jackson Churio in Milwaukee, eventually Jesus Made, next guy up for them. The Twins only have probably one guy who fits that bill in Jenkins. And so my other kind of thought or takeaway before we jump into specific guys, to me, looking at these lists really drives home the importance of the draft this year. And obviously we're going to say that we're a podcast that talks about the draft, but there's a world in which Walker Jenkins, Emmanuel Rodriguez, and Kalen Culpepper all graduate this year. And it is sparse in terms of hitting prospects and like who's next up. Probably Gabriel Gonzalez is graduating this year, who might be a guy who's like probably in the 100 to 150 range on some lists, right? So after that, you're looking at Merrick Houston, who was just drafted. It would really behoove the Twins to nail this number 3 pick, adding a guy who is more like a 3 to 4.5 win player, hopefully, than a like everyday regular 2 to 3 win player over the course of the year.
Right. And that conversation feels different with Keishel's 23.5. But you look at the other guys that have recently graduated. 25-year-old Brooks Lee hasn't been great. Royce Lewis all of a sudden is dang near 27 years old. Like we've now passed the point where guys are usually like, or we're getting to the point where guys are like in their prime, and there's a lot of questions there.
Yep.
Even like Walner, Larnick, this is their age 28 season. Like these are not young dudes.
Can't believe Larnick's still on the team.
The young dudes, Jose Miranda, gone. Eddie Julian, gone. Like these aren't young guys either. But we've really kind of like the wave went through, and the next wave just hasn't come. And you said it perfectly. Like they're going to be few and far between once these guys graduate, because the wave is here, and we talked about the weird depth. It's an interesting time for the hitters.